The Ray on the snap count. Play action. He wants to throw. Down the field for Richardson. Wide open. Touchdown, Alabama! Whoa! He crossed up everybody.
What a great call by Alabama's coaches.
The Ray Perkins Show, brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottlers. For real refreshment, Coke is it. By Frito-Lay, maker of Lay's and Ruffles brand potato chips. And by Pony Shoes, when sports are more than just a game. And now here's the athletic director and head football coach of the University of Alabama, Ray Perkins.
You have to be happy anytime you can win a game. Even though we didn't play as well as I'd like to have seen us play, having inconsistencies in all three categories of the game, I'm still happy for our staff and our players for the victory. We were able to rest some players. We were able to play some players, some walk-on players, and players that otherwise normally would not get into the game. And I'm happy to see that we could do that. We got to rest Paul Carruth, the running back. Wes Neighbors, our center. Paul Tripoli, who had been aching with some pains and nicks and bruises so that we can get them healthy. To begin the game, we win the toss and elect to defer our choice to the second half. So Terry Sanders is kicking off, and our kickoff coverage team does a great job. Their return man fumbles the ball, and we get down there right on top of it and get them on about the 6 or 7 yard line where they have to take over offensively. To begin the game, we wanted to play 3 or 4 running backs. We wanted to give a chance to give Paul Carruth a chance to rest. This is one of their real good runs. They broke about 4 or 5 big runs on us, primarily draw plays in passing situations. Taylor, their little scat back, has got great speed. He's on the smaller side, about 165 or 70 pounds, but he has great moves and great speed, as you can see right there. We wanted to rest some of our people, and we got through the game and were able to do so. Paul Tripoli had a strained nerve in his neck all week and didn't practice, and he didn't get in the game. And Ricky Thomas came in and played really outstanding football in the place of Paul Tripoli. But here we start off with the football the first time we have it. And here's some of the inconsistencies that we have. Ricky Moore with the football here. They come up and lay a good lick on and knock the ball loose, turn the ball over on the fumble in real good position. Our defense comes in and plays real tough defense, and they attempt a field goal and miss it here in just a few minutes, and then we take the ball back over. But I think we played real well in spots, but overall it was not the type game that I'd like to see our team play, nor was it the type game that our players would like to play. As far as playing a good solid game in the defensive side of the ball and a good solid game on the offensive side of the ball and play a good sound kicking game. Here's their missed field goal. We didn't do that because we had too many inconsistencies in that area. One thing that we did do that I was real happy about was the fact that we got to play an awful lot of young people, got to play some walk-on players that normally wouldn't get to make a trip, much less get in the game, and I was real happy that we were able to do that. We just missed Don Horsted here with a pass. Mike Shula is a quarterback. He's back, his receivers are covered, and he decides to run with the football. Wrap that ball up, Mike. So we punt the ball, failed to pick it up on third down. They came out throwing the football, and we kind of expected them to do so, but then every now and then, they really hurt us with the draw, primarily with Taylor. Came out with a one-back set, and for pretty much of the game too, and did some good as far as moving the ball. But when our defense had to bow their neck and keep them out of the end zone, they did so and did a real good job. We had quite a few individuals that played really outstanding ball, but as groups, as a defensive group, as an offensive group, or as a kicking game group, here's Don McClain, number 42, making a real good run. He's a freshman. It's the first time he's gotten into a game. There he is again. I think Don picked up 85 yards on 14 carries, which is doing a real good job. Here's a pass interference on their people, on Greg Richardson right here. A little lead, and here's Don Horsted getting it in the end zone for the touchdown. Don Horsted had a real good day. Good to see him back. He's had a pulled hamstring for the last 3 weeks and been nursing it. Yesterday was the first day that he's felt really, really good. as far as going all out on it and playing 100% on that. But there we get our first score. Here's their one-back set. They tried to draw play on the first down, and our people are right on top of it now. Their quarterback is a good player, I think. We did a good job of making him dodge some of our players as far as keeping pressure on him and getting a few sacks on him. But he's a good quarterback. He hits what he's throwing at, and he picks his receivers out upfield real good. We end up the first quarter 7-0. Prior to the second quarter, this is a draw play to Don McLean. He picks up about 10, 11 yards. This is a 1st and 21 situation after one of those inconsistencies that we had. A holding penalty put us in that position. And here we come up with a quarterback sack. Then their quarterback, we wind up punting the ball to them, and their quarterback fumbles the snap from center and has a little bit of a misplay there. Just miss on this one. Just miss on this one. I thought Lewis Dean would have had a chance if he'd have seen the ball just a little bit quicker in there, would have had a chance to get an interception. Right here we have a man open. We don't quite get it over the linebacker to get the completion out of it. But there was inconsistencies offensively. We had a few holding penalties that put us in a situation that was hard to overcome for us. And here's a fumble snap by their guy in the shotgun on a passing situation. John Hamm with great hustle is in there on the football. Turn it over. When you turn the ball over defense turned the ball over for us 4 times in the game. And when they turn it over for you to the offense in really great field position such as this, you'd really like to take advantage of it and put the ball in the end zone. But I think this particular time right here, we wind up settling for a field goal, if I'm not mistaken. Can't find anybody open, and we get somebody free there to get a sack on Mike Schuler, and we wind up settling for a field goal. Van Tiffin, I thought, did a great job kicking the football. He was really kicking it super in warm-ups on both ends of the field. A little bit chilly weather, but it wasn't quite as cold as I expected it to be, or quite as cold as it could have been there. It was about 40 degrees. Actually, it was a real nice day. Here's a real good run, about a 25-26 run by Chester Braggs. Chester's been nursing a bruised shoulder for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's good to get him in there and see some action. Here's another play, a little counter play to Don McLean. And to be a freshman, this is his first ball game, and I'm sure that he is very excited about getting in the game and getting his 85 yards on 14 carries. Here's Greg Richardson's touchdown catch. Here's a ground level play of it. This is a 3rd and 1 situation. And we just do a real good job of faking the run and protecting the passer. And Mike Schuler does a good job of getting the ball downfield to Greg for the touchdown. But as far as playing all of our young people, I was just real happy to see them get in the game. Here's Taylor again. He just you can just look at him and tell he's got the great quickness and great speed, real good feet. Here we complete one to their fullback in the crease, just a little under pattern underneath the linebackers and in the hole of the linebackers. They come out play action passing. Makes a perfect throw. Our defensive man, Lewis Dean, is in good position on the receiver. Just makes a great throw by the quarterback and a real good catch, real fine catch by their receiver for the touchdown. Then they're kicking the ball off. I thought Cedric Vaughn had a chance of breaking. I think this is the one. I thought he had a chance of breaking this kickoff return. We felt like we had a chance going into the game, but we never did really break one. This is just before halftime. We completed a pass out here to Greg Richardson, plus 32, 33-yard line. Then we get us a few more yards, call a timeout. Van Tiffin comes in and does a great job of kicking another field goal just before the half. And we go in just before you half, 20-7, and you like to go in at halftime just after you've scored either a touchdown or a field goal. We flew up to Cincinnati a little earlier on Friday, the day before the game. One of the primary reasons was it so that we could let our players tour the College Football Hall of Fame. I think it was a good experience for our players and staff, and one that they all enjoyed.
The College Football Hall of Fame is located at Kings Island on the outskirts of Cincinnati. It opened Friday afternoon just for the Alabama football team. The Crimson Tide players got a glimpse into the past of some of the players and coaches that have made this game great. One name seemed to stand out, the greatest college coach of all time, Paul Bear Bryant. Like most of the players, nose guard Kurt Jarvis spent a few minutes at one of the Bryant exhibits, this honoring the coach's 315th win, a victory over Auburn in 1981. Tight end Thornton Chandler tried his hand at a field goal kicking exhibit. Thornton decided in a hurry he'd leave the place kicking for Alabama to Van Tiffin. The Hall of Fame has an interesting time tunnel tracing college football from its earliest roots. This was the helmet worn by Alabama All-American Fred Sington. Linebacker Emmanuel King commented that he's glad his helmet is a little harder and has a face mask. Along one wall of the Hall of Fame is a list of college football national champions. The name Alabama is engraved on that wall more than once. The College Football Hall of Fame was an experience that seemed to make the current Alabama players more determined than ever to keep the rich football tradition alive for the Crimson Tide.
Come to start the second half, receive the kickoff because we had deferred that until the second half. We come out and have a 14-play drive and carry it down for the touchdown. And we do it primarily keeping the ball on the ground, running it. Up the middle here, Don Horsted. Don Horsted played a big role in it. We go to a one-back set now with Carlos Robinson. Carlos does a real good job. Carlos has real good vision and great determination. Here he picks up 10 yards and a first down on that. They come with a blitz, and we don't quite get the ball there. Come back with a draw, and here's Carlos again on the draw. I think he gets something like a 28, 30-yard run on the draw. Real happy for him because a lot of people don't realize it that like 3.5 weeks ago, he was a scout team middle linebacker. And when we got some injuries, we moved him over because he was an ex-running back and moved him over and got him ready to play. And he's a very intelligent young man and has great determination, just a fine individual. I'm really happy for him. That was Chester Braggs on a quick hitting play up the middle to the 1-yard line. Then we give it to him to get the touchdown on the board. Like I say, that was the end of a 14-play drive. That's the type of consistency that you'd like to see the offense exhibit. We're down there, got people in position. You let them get the ball out on the kickoff return a little bit further than what you'd like to. They start on the minus 31, 32-yard line. Real good effort here by our defensive line. Emmanuel King, Hand, Kurt Jarvis. Those people keeping pressure on their quarterback, Bodine, almost all day. Here's a real good determined run by Don McLean. Have a ball tipped here. We're real lucky right there that that linebacker didn't catch that or intercept the ball and run it back for a touchdown right there. We had it tipped. Then here's one by Scott McRae, an interception, big play defensively. But their quarterback throws it pretty much right at him, it looks like. Throws it right at him and knocks him down with it, but he does a real good job of hanging on the ball, making the big play, making the interception. And we take the ball back over out there at plus 45-yard line and want to try to make a big play and just don't quite connect. So we come back with a toss play to Chester Braggs back to the strong side. He does some a little dancing down the sideline to get 12 yards and a first down. I think, no, it was about 9 yards. This is a 3rd down and 1 situation. Don Horsted went in and picked it up. 3rd down play here, can't quite connect. And I think this is a field goal that we attempted and came up a little bit wide on. So the second possession on that turnover, there was one in the first half, if you remember, that the defense turned the ball over the offense in great field position. We failed to get it in, wound up settling for a field goal. And then that time right there on the plus 45-yard line, we failed to get any points out of it. And anytime you got the ball across the 50-yard line, you'd like to think you got a pretty good chance of getting some points out of it. As we begin the 4th quarter highlights, I'd like to go back just for a moment, if I may, and just say a couple of things about Clay Whitehurst. He's just a fine individual, an excellent student. He has a great desire to be the best that he can be, and he has a very bright future with us. He's just a fine young man. Here, their quarterback has football, come out with the interception. I think this is Vernon Wilkinson. And Vernon gets 2 interceptions here in the 4th quarter. Turn the ball over the offense, and here's Carlos Robinson getting a good run, good stiff arm there to get 3 or 4 more extra yards. Here is again on a similar type play over on our sideline. They hold us on a 3rd and 1 situation, and we punt, get a real good roll on this punt down to about the 9-yard line, I believe it is. Real good coverage by our people down there, down the ball on about the 9-yard line. Here's the next interception by Vernon Wilkinson. I think the quarterback was pressured there by our people, Emmanuel King and Larry Roberts there. And I think he just couldn't see Vernon out there in the coverage. It was a too deep type coverage. Here's a little freshman mistake. He made a couple of mistakes, and you're going to have him, Don McLean going the wrong way on the option, but Vince Sutton making the best out of it and picking up 5 or 6 yards. And here's Chester Braggs picking up another 7 or 8. And we kick a field goal here. I think this is a 44, 45-yard field goal by Van Tiffin to make the score 29-7. And that's the way it wound up. Their guys coming out. Here's a real good play by our people right when the ball is getting there. They're fullback again. Here's a real good hit by Todd Roper. Todd Roper played quite a bit in that second half, and he's another one of those players that hadn't played that much defensively. He's done a good job in their kicking game. But that's Lloyd Wolford there getting a sack, and he's a walk-on defensive tackle. Another one of those people, of quite a few people that we got to get in the game that otherwise would not have gotten in the game. And I'm just happy to see them get an opportunity. So the final score winds up at the end of the game, 29-7.